What the fuck, dude? What the fuck,
Nickelodeon's
dude?
Worldwide Day of Play. Nickelodeon's
What
Worldwide
the
Day
fuck
of Play.
is slime made of? What the fuck is slime made
That was a weird brand for a while. Slime.
Brand?
That was a weird brand for a while.
Like, why was that part
of
their
thing? I don't get it.
That was one of
Why
the
was
best
that part of
things.
their thing?
I don't get it though.
You know,
People would always
like
like eat it and be like, "Oh, it just tastes okay."
People would always,
Actually,
like,
They talk about it in
and be
that
like,
book,
oh,
every
Nickelodeon
time
book I
someone
have.
got
Actually.
slime,
They
they're
talk
like,
about it in that book.
Every
and there were like
time
50
someone
different
got slime,
kinds because it
they're
started
like-
out chunky and then
Yeah,
like
they're
it would
like
change
50
color and
different
shit.
kinds,
Mark
'cause it
Summers
started
in
out
that book
chunky
talks
and then
about
like it would change
what's
color
slime.
and
Oh, and a
shit.
couple other
Mark
people at
Summers in
Nickelodeon,
that
like
book
early
talks about
Nickelodeon, talk about
slime.
the
Oh, and a
different
couple other
recipes they
people at
went through.
Nickelodeon, like early Nickelodeon, talk about the different recipes they went.
Oh yeah, because the set of Double Dare.
Oh yeah,
They
because
left it like one summer without cleaning it too
Double Dare.
good and just
They
smelled
left it like one
fucking...
summer without cleaning it too good and just
Imagine.
smelled.
Oh my god, I have to finish reading that book.
I can imagine.
Oh my god, I have to finish reading that
You
book.
ever just watch a porn with penis? Penis porn? You ever just watch a porn with penis? Penis porn?
Penis porn. Penis porn.
I'm gonna have to pick.
Dude, that's
I'm
a
gonna
good
have to
time.
choose something else. I can't keep using that.
I mean, it works.
It's so far away.
so far away. You left me. You told me you would stay.
Okay, so we're going back to the saga of Capcom.
Going to the very beginning.
We're going back.
Going back, boys.
We did Resident Evil, and then we did Devil May Cry, and then we took a Sonic break, but now we're back. We looped back
Reese's Sonic
around.
Brick.
We looped back around to Capcom once again.
Megaman X Legacy Collection.
This is like the biggest we're making Mega Man. Do you guys want us to make a Mega Man X9 that has ever happened? And the answer to that is yes.
The answer
yes,
to that is
I
Keiji
do.
Inafune.
The answer to that is
Mighty Number 9.
Mega Man 11 was like the big. Do people still want Mega Man? Because Mighty Number 9 didn't do very well.
Yeah. Is this what you... Let's try and give you what you wanted in the first place.
Let's see. Let's find out.
Oh, Keiji Inafune fucked that up hardcore. Let's do it right and
We're-
get all that good press.
We're looping back around.
Yep.
Like, the era has finally... I don't know. But
Capcom
anyway,
will always be Capcom, but
but they could be old Capcom.
they could be old Capcom.
They could be a better Capcom is on the horizon. So, I've done this game already, and that is why.
But you didn't have me. Don't
Rockman.
fucking react that way. dude.
So that is why. So I've lived by a philosophy for a long time, which is, fuck you, I earned it. Which is, if I went through the bullshit to unlock the thing, I'm gonna use the thing. Fuck you.
That's the point.
I unlocked the infinite rocket launcher. I'm gonna use the infinite rocket launcher. Fuck you.
You unlocked the hand cannon in
I
Dead Space
did it.
2. Bang bang pew pew motherfucker.
I got the platinum trophy. I did all the things. Okay? I did it.
Very rare, common, very common.
I did all the things, and also I've played this game before. Fuck you, I'm just playing it on rookie mode. I don't even give a shit.
He doesn't give a shit.
I don't care. I'm playing on easy mode.
93.
This isn't a particularly good port of the game anyway.
So your Star Fox came out. Forget this game. Star Fox came out in 93.
Everyone skips this part. I read this as a child, so that's the thing. It's also appropriate because we just finished Sonic,
Sonic.
Dr. Kane, and I wonder what his password was. It's at
Ada.
least it's 6 digits.
It's Ada twice.
John Ada. Warning. I always read this as a kid, so
Mole.
Mega Man
It's Mole.
X is probably, definitely my favorite game of all time.
Took approximately exactly 55 seconds.
If if I had to give you my list of my top 5 favorite games of all time, that list would be Mega Man X,
Oh yes, I've asked you this before.
Sonic 2, Metal Gear Solid 3, Reciteer, and Flint Hook.
The first time we ever met in person, you were wearing a Reciteer shirt.
That is true. And I would do it again.
Well, we can't.
So, please read this, because I did as a child, and it inspired
Yes.
an interest in me.
Very
so, like,
much like the opening sequence of Star Fox 64.
Yeah.
That sometimes I would accidentally skip, but man, I fucking love that as a child. I would accidentally let it play. Sometimes I'd be like, oh yeah, I love this.
Yeah, like, this is just some scrolly text, but, like, if you actually pause this and read it, it is, like, actually fucking really cool.
Mm-hmm.
I really liked this shit as a kid. Sonic turned me into a furry. Mega Man X inspired a love of robots and shit like that.
Yeah, that's something we don't really care.
September 18th, 20XX.
Mhm.
There was a joke I remember where someone was like, the original Mega Man and I think Mega Man 2 were like 2000
Yeah.
X.
Yeah,
And-
200.
And they were like, maybe we should tack on a couple more decades before we start getting like a society that makes robots that shoot bees.
Well, I mean, at that point, just say a year. If you're just gonna do the fourth digit,
2000X.
like really, just
Like,
say a
okay,
year.
we're at Gemini Man.
Yeah.
We need to make it 20XX. Okay,
either
fuck
say
this.
an exact year or at least put the last 2 digits. As X's.
So this is another thing before we actually get into the game. You can rebind your keys in
Oh, I
Mega
love
Man.
it.
I don't know why people don't do this, because
Love
I
it.
listen to people talk
I
about
love it.
Mega Man X, and they go like, oh, you gotta, like, develop the claw hand. You gotta develop the Dark
Mario Party
Souls...
stigmata.
You gotta develop the Dark Souls claw hand, where you, like, hold down the circle button with a finger, or, like, Tekken fingers and shit like that. It's like, just rebind dash
it.
to a different fucking button, you
Yeah.
fucking idiots.
Or ask Nintendo to send you that rubber thing they sent out because people got stigmatas
Yeah.
from Mario Party.
So, like, everyone's like, oh, you gotta learn how to do that. No, or you could just rebind it to one of the trigger buttons like a normal fucking person, you goddamn animals.
That's true.
Um,
Everything should have rebindable controls.
it's always upsetting when it doesn't.
Yes.
So-
Why not? I mean, you could put it in there. It's obviously easy.
Joining the club with Mario Land 2 of awesome opening levels you don't get to replay after you
That
beat
always
it.
pissed me off.
I really love this opening level. I don't know why you never get to replay it. It's actually a
Yep.
huge bummer to me.
I'd restart in 6 golden coins so many times just to play that opening thing again.
It's like one of the best opening stages in video games. I'm gonna take a small... I've already played this game, so I don't know what the fuck I'm supposed to talk about.
Well, luckily they're short.
Yes, I imagine I can beat this very quickly.
Took us almost a year to do DMC, but it won't take as long to do.
No.
Mega Man.
Like, honestly,
Even if we
the
did the original
first
too.
3 Mega Mans, Mega Man X's, are pretty fucking short.
Yes.
Even the 4th one, and the only reason the 4th one's a little bit longer because there's 2 campaigns. I don't know what the fuck to talk about because I've already played this game, so I will instead pull the wild card and talk about how Aaron Hansen's a stupid fucking cunt.
Well, I mean, you should already know that.
Yes, it is not limited to the Sanic. It is also... Hold on, I need to make sure we're good here. Because Aaron Hansen did a video, a sequelitis video on Mega Man X, and it's like, that's a pretty good video. Explains why Mega Man X is a good game, even though he's a fucking idiot. But it's still like a... Yeah.
He did the one good thing, you know, I mean...
Yeah, back
like
when
the
he
Nazis.
actually made videos. Back when... Look at that background art, by the way. Look at
That
that.
is really nice.
Look at that skybox back there.
Yeah.
No one ever notices that shit, but I do. So he did a fucking video talking about like Mega Man X is like it's my favorite game ever, and so
I remember my brother made me watch that video once, and I did really like. Or actually, now that I think about it, I think it was a different video he made about Zelda because Breath of the Wild was about to come out.
yeah,
And he talked
he
about,
did
like-
one on Ocarina of Time, which is a fucking stupid one, but he did make fun of Skyward Sword a lot, so that's good.
He was talking about like there's so many
Fuck you.
like areas Those areas in Zelda games where it's like 2 platforms and you just hold the controller stick forward and jump over them automatically. Like, just because, and he said the one smart thing he's ever said was like, just because the situation is perilous in real life doesn't mean it makes a good video game level. You know what I mean? And that was like the one thing where I was like, oh yeah, that's true. And then literally everything else is just fucking.
A lot of that video is retarded. But the one on Mega Man X is pretty good.
The same one.
No, you're thinking of the one where he is talking about Ocarina of Time.
I don't know if I agree with this.
Regardless, he did the one on Mega Man X, and it's like, yeah, it's a pretty good.
You had 8 different things you wanted to say, but didn't.
So this, I have a story about this boss. I remember, so this is my favorite fucking game ever. I played it a Fuck you, Vile! Playing jump rope with this little bitch. Oh no, you can't do shit, Vile! You suck! What are you doing? Oh, you suck, dude! I'm amusing the shit out of myself right now.
Obviously.
Oh my god. This is fucking funny. So, I played this game a lot as a kid. And never beat it. But I did play it a lot. So one time I took my Super Nintendo to someone's house. I don't know. I have so many memories of just like being taken to people's homes. I don't know who they were,
and playing.
I don't know why I was there.
Games with the
I was
uncle
just
in the tool shed where you went a slap on your wrist.
I was brought to someone else's home, and there I had brought in my Super Nintendo, and I played Mega Man X. And I remember the people in the room as I was playing it watched me fight this boss and were like, "What are you doing, dude? Oh, you're just getting killed, dude! What are you doing?" I'm like, "You're a fucking idiot. This is an unbeatable boss fight. I hate you." Sinking.
Echo.
Guess I'm not powerful enough to defeat him. So that's 0. Do you have context now?
Sure.
I'll ask you the question again later. He is designed to be a war machine. You're designed to be a pussy.
Ooh. Oh, a love machine.
So, Aaron Hansen, he did that sequelized video on the Mega Man X. And so, he did, like, a playthrough. He was like, okay, well, we should do a playthrough. I don't even know what the instigation for it was. Because here's the thing. It's like, on the Game Grumps channel, like, do a playthrough of Mega Man X, like, by yourself. And I don't know what they were expecting to happen. I think maybe they're expecting, like, oh, you did that video on it, so you can play it, and you can have all this insight and insightful commentary as you're playing it in real time. But they didn't count on the fact that Aaron Hansen's a fucking cunt, and he hates video games.
And he sucks
clearly a miserable human being.
Yeah, and he really sucks at it.
Is really bad at all things.
Yeah.
So watching him play Mega Man X is like the most awkward fucking thing I've ever seen in my fucking life. He sounds so fucking miserable while he's playing.
It makes you wonder.
Like, this is my favorite game of all time. And then he does a video and he's like, okay, so like you run forward here and shoot these guys, and like this is the good part. It's like a bee comes down. Yeah, riding on cart. Yeah, he just sounds like so unenthused.
Who wrote the script for that previous video?
And like how much? No wonder it took him like 50 fucking years to do like a new Secret video. Apparently it just takes him like 3 months to build up the energy to pretend he's a human being. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, it is. That was, I remember like years ago where it was pointing out like he acts like he's so wacky in videos, but if you watch like an interview with him,
yeah, he seems like he's suffering from clinical depression.
Yeah, he really looks like, it seems like a miserable fucking person.
He's like,
he just don't like.
I don't get it. He doesn't seem like I don't know how it's definitely just an act.
Yeah.
In the videos.
He tries to seem so like zany and crazy and and like a fucking clown.
I think someone's said to me that the way you're supposed... because, like, it's Mega Man, so there's an order.
Yeah.
It's like, you beat this boss, then go in the loop. I always do Chill Penguin first. Always. I have never not started with Chill Penguin, and it feels like you're supposed to start with Chill Penguin because of the capsule. But someone somewhere did a guide where they started with Flame Mammoth, and I was like, that's so fucking weird! What is the benefit to that? So we're starting with Chill Penguin.
That won't sync up at all. It won't sync up at all.
No. So, this game, like, really, when I played it as a child, it inspired a deep affection for robots.
Yes, I can confirm that.
And the weird thing is, like, you look back on yourself and your interests when you were younger, and you're like, man, I was an idiot, and I didn't understand anything. I just consumed media without, like, awareness. I didn't have the mental capacity to understand why I liked things.
Yes.
I just put the media in my face, and I want to watch more of that.
My brother once described it as the age where you realize Lion King had a story.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it.
Yes.
The moment when you watch something that you've always watched, and you realize, like, oh, there's a reason I like this.
Yeah, exactly.
But the thing is, I must have known, or at least been somewhat cognizant of the reason I like Mega Man X from the start, because, like, I talked about it to my mom. Because I remember when The Matrix came out, I forget when that... God damn it. This is a really bad port of this game, by the way. I'm not just bad. This is actually a bad port. Someone did a video talking about how, like, the input latency of this version of the game is atrocious.
Yeah, they did, like, a scientific-ish study.
It's like a full 5 milliseconds of input delay.
Yeah, Dr. Wowie.
X, I gave you the ability to choose your own pathway so that you wouldn't become evil like Dr. Wowie.
Wowie.
I hope the world would allow you to choose to be a peaceful one. We find that Mitchell, we find Dr. Wow.
What was that stumble where he accidentally called
What, Mega Man?
Or something?
What, you need to go find the thing, brother. Mega Man. I have hidden capsules like this one. I have hidden at least 87 capsules all around the world, just in case. A lot of them are duplicate capsules.
Dr.
How unfortunate it would be if you ran into 2 capsules that both had, like, body armor in the same game.
We learned Dr. Light is a bit of a doomsday prepper.
He literally, like... The more X games there are, the more it's like, what the fuck, Dr. Light? You did not expect the world to be peaceful at all.
Shit.
Like, so not only did Dr. Light create the first self-aware, like, sapient artificial life form who was not restricted by the 3 laws of robotics, but he immediately spent all of his free time after doing that, while he was, like, implied to be dying of old age, creating these fucking upgrade capsules and hiding them. God damn, even, like, look at that V-Sync. This is a really bad part of this game. Creating these upgrade capsules and hiding them around the world. At least 6 of them are hidden inside active volcanoes. At least 6 of them are hidden inside active volcanoes, and apparently he designed, like, a holographic program to be like, hey, Mega Man, what's up? Here's an upgrade. And apparently it's a fucking self-aware AI that's, like, also somewhat sapient, because sometimes Zero will find the upgrade capsules, and the Dr. Light hologram will be like, oh, hey, what up, Zero? It's like, how the fuck do you know what Zero is?
What the fuck? Oh, you gotta drop Yoshi to get that high.
Yeah. I must have been... Oh, I have to come back later to break this. I must have been aware of the reason I liked Mega Man from a young age, because I remember when The Matrix came out, which was like, what, 2001?
Yeah.
How old were we in 2000?
In 2000?
In the year of our Lord 2000.
8, 9?
When the fuck did The Matrix come out? Please do. Yeah! I love getting them like mid-pose when going through the door.
I'm just covered with Undertale fan over here.
Yeah. Joe Penguin just drops in like, what up, bitch? So here's a cool thing. If you shoot someone while dashing, it does double damage. And the bosses are a really good
1999.
1999, really?
Yep.
So when we were 6 years old, that movie came out. It must have been one of the Matrix sequels then. Like, I don't know, we were talking about something, or it was like, oh, the machines become evil and are gonna fuck up humanity. And she was like, well, I didn't need to watch The Matrix to know that. I already knew it from you. And I was like, what did I tell you that let you know about, like, evil robots taking over mankind? And she was like, from the Mavericks. From Megaman.
Oh, no.
And I was like, I was fucking 5?
Yeah.
5, 6, 7, and I was apparently telling my mom about Mavericks in Mega Man X and how they're robots who became evil and wanted to kill humans and take over the planet and shit.
Yep.
I was like, wow.
Wow, much sharpness.
Like, I don't remember being aware of it, but, like, it's something that, like, was... Here's a story I heard about myself.
Here's another story I heard about myself.
So I must have, even back then, been aware, like, some part of my young brain must have had the words go into my head, and subconsciously I was like, yeah, robots!
Yeah.
I don't understand how, because, like, one of the things, like, that the reason that opening is really fucking cool is it's talking about Dr. Light making Mega Man X. They didn't understand what the fuck his name was for, like, the first 5 games, by the way. They keep going back and forth between actually calling him Mega Man, and that's why a lot of stupid people are like, oh, is he just the original Mega Man but upgraded? It's like, no.
To answer your question,
no, he's not. Emphatically, they are 2 separate individuals. Whoop. Fuck.
Well, he's Mega Man X, it's like the iPhone X.
Yeah. I mean, Mega Man is just a fucking localization thing anyway. There's no such thing as Mega Man.
Metal Gear.
Fuck you! Oh. Yeah!
Snake's Revenge.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah, who made Snake's Revenge? I think it was an American company.
Yeah.
That's fucking so weird. Fuck you. He...
Go ahead.
No, it's gonna keep going. So.
I was just gonna say,
oh no!
that I really appreciate, y'all being here. I just was gonna say, there's nothing quite like the terrible sensation of going back to something you loved as a kid and going,
and realizing it
this fucking
sucks ass. Like, I watched the first season of Power Rangers a while ago, and I was like, this is real bad!
This actually sucks.
The second season's pretty good, but the first season is, like, fucking terrible. I was like, why did I watch this as a child?
Yep.
The moment where you feel bad for your parents.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh god, I made them watch this with me.
Yeah, and they had to listen to this turn up so loud in the other room for so many years, and it just annoys the fuck out of me now. But then on the flip side, there's nothing more awesome than going back and be like, wow, this is really good.
It's actually, like, not only is it as good as I remember, I like it more because I have the cognizant awareness to appreciate the things I didn't notice.
I like it for totally different reasons now.
Like
just
Rugrats.
as valid. I mean,
Rugrats is one of those things where it's like you watch it as an adult,
Yeah,
and
exactly.
you perceive it in a completely different way.
Well, my perfect example is Rocko's Modern Life.
Yeah.
I didn't watch that for so many years, you know, after I like grew up a little bit, because I'm like, no, I'm probably not
Playing
gonna
this
like
game
it as
on
much.
autopilot.
And blah blah blah. I went back and was like, I like this even more, and
It's
I don't
even
understand
better.
why I liked it as a kid. 'Cause
Yeah.
there's so much adult shit.
How the fuck? What about it appealed to me
Exactly.
as a child?
What was I laughing at as a 7-year-old or a 5-year-old? I guess younger. But...
It's so weird because, like, people, you know, like, kids don't have any fucking standards. They don't know. They haven't
Kids
consumed...
don't dig.
Children haven't consumed enough media to develop taste yet.
Yeah.
Also, they aren't done, like, fuck
They
this
still need
shit!
to cook.
They aren't done, like, being a human yet.
Yeah.
They still need more time. But there must be something about, like, good shit that hits the part
Yeah.
of your brain that's like, this is really fucking good.
Yeah.
Like, some part of you in your cerebellum must realize, even if you don't understand why,
Yeah.
that this is good. Fuck you, Spark Mandrill. What the fuck is a mandrill? I think it's a monkey. Because look at his face. He's got like a bad
Well, yeah, it
face.
is. But also, isn't it something else? Isn't it also a tool or something?
I don't know.
Remember? What was I gonna say?
Fuck you. I never use, like, Mega Man's an example of something I talked about before. I talked about a little bit in DMC. I never use any of the tools that the game gives me. I just use, like, the basic thing. When going through the stage, I will never use any of the weapons you get from bosses, ever. Ever. Unless there's, like, some utility to them that allows you to collect a collectible. But, like, I will go through the entire game using the Mega Buster and then just switch to the weapon that the boss is weak against when I get to the boss.
Yep.
There's so much utility, like, there's so many enemies. Every enemy in this game has an elemental weakness. Every enemy in this game, if you use one of the boss's weapons on it, it'll just eviscerate their entire asshole. But I never use it. I only use, like, the game is giving me this massive tool set. I'm just refusing to use it. Armored Armadillo is 6 feet tall and 500 pounds.
Jesus.
Japan does not know height and weight.
I'm 6 feet tall, and if I were 500 pounds, I would definitely be an anomaly.
To be fair, I guess he does have a lot of armor. He is Armored Armadillo. I love
guess,
this fucking stage, by the way. This is the best stage in the fucking game. You know why? Because, let's stop here. That is a bat from the original Mega Man. And here's the cool thing. You can use that bat to grind. Because this bat has, like, a really high likelihood of dropping a 1-up. So, you can just grind this one bat over and over until you have a shit ton of 1-ups.
Free guys.
A one-man. Fuck you, you're a
One.
fucking retard, Aaron Hansen.
One.
It's a one-man. Well, some people call it a free man, and some people call it a one. No one calls it a fucking
nobody calls
free
it that.
man!
Nobody
No one
calls
calls it a free man. It's fucking Mario, you get the green mushroom, and it says 1-up.
Yeah.
That is what it is
Extra
called.
life or 1-up. That's
An
it.
extra life, I've heard. 1-up is what it's called in Mario.
Yeah.
No one calls it a free man.
Nobody
That's
does.
retarded. I hate you. I'm gonna come back to that later.
You will, gee.